Battle Through the Heavens Season 5 Episode 117. I never expected Xiao Yixian to accompany Xiao Yan through life and death for so many years, only to end up with the title of a good friend. Meanwhile, Ye Xinlan, who had only known him for a short time, became Xiao Yan's fiancé. The story continued from the previous chapter, where not long after Shunar and Xiao Yan met in Donghua, she had to return to the valley due to her own reasons. However, when Lingquan came to pick her up in Desi, Xiao Yan had also arrived at the Yi family and insisted on stopping Lingquan from taking her back. What Lingquan did not expect was that after a few rounds of confrontation, not only was he no match for Xiao Yan, but he was also directly choked by him. With just a slight force, Xiao Yan could have ended him on the spot. At that moment, fear finally appeared in Lingquan's eyes as he realized Xiao Yan hadn't used any fighting spirit throughout their battle. A clear sign of contempt. It was only now that he understood Xiao Yan was no longer the little boy from the inner courtyard. Yet, Xiao Yan showed no mercy and threw Lingquan hard against a stone pillar, making him spit blood from the impact. Despite this, Xiao Yan spared his life to avoid causing unnecessary trouble for Shunar. If not for this, he would have ensured Lingquan left horizontally. The black guards on the side quickly carried the severely injured Lingquan away. As for the Elder's order, it didn't seem to matter to them. Even if they had received it, they wouldn't dare act rashly with Shunar present, as they were smarter than Lingquan. After settling the matter, Xiao Yan turned reluctantly to Shunar and asked if she was leaving. Shunar nodded slightly, knowing that lingering would only invite more trouble. Xiao Yan, aware of her urgency, said, "Wait for me in the Gu clan. After I participate in the pill gathering and rescue my teacher, I will come to find you." She smiled and replied, "Okay, I'll wait for you. Take care, Xiao Yan," before flying off into the sky. Watching her leave, Xiao Yan clenched his fists and vowed, "When I meet Shunar again in the Gu clan, I'll show them the strength that will make those ancient clans admire me. I want them to know that Xiaojia is not a waste." After saying his farewell to Shunar, Xiao Yan asked Ye Zhong about the pill gathering. He knew he had to improve his strength quickly and was determined to win the 3,000 burning flames. According to Ye Zhong, there were still 7 months left until the pill gathering selection in Shangdan City, and most participants would arrive 2 to 3 months in advance to prepare. This meant Xiao Yan had 2.5 months left to get ready. Hearing this, Xiao Yan frowned slightly, realizing he needed to focus on alchemy over the next few months. Although confident, he knew this pill gathering was far more competitive than the alchemist conference in the Jiama Empire. Talented alchemists from all over Zhongzhou and even the entire continent would gather there. Therefore, Xiao Yan had to be cautious. After making up his mind, he asked Ye Zhong about the qualifications needed to enter the Pill Tower Elder's seat, as he had promised Xinlan that he would help the Ye family regain their seat there. Ye Zhong and Xinlan, who were standing nearby, heard this, and their faces immediately lit up with excitement. According to Ye Zhong, the Pill Tower conducts an annual assessment for the younger generation of the 5 major families. To even qualify for the assessment, one must be at least a 6th grade alchemist, while passing requires reaching the 7th grade level. However, the most talented junior of the Ye family, Xinlan, had only recently reached the 5th grade. Upon seeing Ye Zhong's glance, Xinlan's face filled with shame. The Ye family, having failed the assessment twice before, was now required to rank in the top 3 to retain their place in the Pill Tower's Elder's seat. Failure would not only mean losing this privilege, but also being expelled from the 5 major families. Xiao Yan couldn't help but shake his head at the Ye family's decline. Other families didn't even need to send their most elite members to pass the assessment, while the Ye family couldn't meet the minimum standard. As one of the 5 major families, their situation was truly unfortunate. Xiao Yan felt no particular emotion regarding the difficulty of the assessment, but he was curious. Did the Pill Tower allow external help? Ye Zhong explained that while external assistance wasn't permitted, there was a workaround, though it would require some sacrifice on Xiao Yan's part. When Xiao Yan asked for clarification, Ye Zhong hesitated, then said that they might have to claim Xiao Yan as the Ye family's future son-in-law. Xiao Yan immediately protested that such a tactic was excessive, even if it was only a formality. He was especially concerned about the implications it would have for Xinlan. Ye Zhong reassured him that it was just a formality and that no real responsibility would fall on him. Reluctantly, Xiao Yan sighed, sensing that Ye Zhong had truly run out of options. If he walked away now, the Ye family would likely fall into obscurity. As he pondered, Xinlan suddenly knelt before him, pleading for his help. She vowed that, in exchange for the Yi family's survival, she would serve him without hesitation. Overwhelmed by this unexpected display, Xiao Yan quickly helped her up, but she knelt down again stubbornly. Xiao Yishan, who was observing, couldn't help but shake her head, noting that Xiao Yan would naturally keep his word without needing such repeated pleas. Finally, Xiao Yan sighed and agreed to help, though he warned Ye Zhong not to use the son-in-law excuse as a means of tying him down. If they tried to manipulate him, he wouldn't hesitate to walk away. Ye Zhong gratefully promised not to overstep his bounds. Xiao Yixian breathed a sigh of relief, but then noticed an awkward expression on Xinlan's face, leading her to suspect that Xinlan might indeed be the woman Ye Zhong had in mind for this formality. Xiao Yan stiffened at the realization. Xiao Yixian, with a wry smile, wondered if Ye Zhong would really go to such lengths, but Xinlan reassured Xiao Yan, promising that it was merely a formality and expressing her respect for his future as a leading figure in the Duqi continent. Embarrassed, Xiao Yan realized that without Xinlan's earlier guidance on the 3,000 burning flames, he might still be wandering aimlessly. She was stunned for a moment. Could it really be that the woman Ye Zhong mentioned is Xinlan? Hearing this, Xiao Yan's body also stiffened. Xiao Yixian smiled bitterly, thinking, this old man couldn't be that shameless, could he? Xinlan, noticing Xiao Yan's reaction, quickly reassured him. Brother Xiao Yan, don't worry. Grandpa already said this is just a formality. Besides, you're destined to become a top figure in the Duqi continent. I'm not a girl who doesn't understand the world. Hearing this, Xiao Yan felt a bit embarrassed. After all, if it weren't for Xinlan telling him about the 3,000 burning flames, he might still be wandering aimlessly. Furthermore, since coming to Danyu, Xinlan had always been by his side, helping him without complaint. Her support was enough for Xiao Yan to regard her as a true friend. With a resigned sigh, Xiao Yan finally said, well, it's up to Elder Ye Zhong. I'll do my best to cooperate. According to experts, the assessment was set to take place in 4 months, and in 2 months, they would need to depart for St. Dan's city. This left Xiao Yan with only a short time to focus on improving his refining skills, as he had to compete against outstanding alchemists from across the continent. Even Xiao Yan knew he needed to be cautious and meticulous. Thanks to the full support of Ye Jinan and the Ye family, Xiao Yan didn't have to worry about searching for medicinal materials, allowing him to concentrate fully on his alchemy. Regardless of the outcome, at least he would gain valuable experience. After more than half a month of intense training, Xiao Yan had achieved a decent success rate in refining low-grade 7th-grade pills, though his success with intermediate-grade pills was still a bit lacking. While his skills were better than most ordinary 7th-rank alchemists, it wasn't enough to guarantee a top 10 spot at the alchemist conference. According to his calculations, he needed to be able to reliably refine high-grade 7th-grade pills. Determined, Xiao Yan clenched his fist, a flash of red appearing in his eyes. It's just a 7th-grade high-grade pill, he thought. I can handle this. Resolving to push himself further, Xiao Yan once again dove into his training. His relentless drive and focus on refining pills even surprised Ye Zhong and the others. They realized that Xiao Yan's achievements at such a young age were not by chance, especially when comparing him to the younger generation of the Ye family, who paled in comparison. In this almost maddened state, Xiao Yan began to make progress in refining high-grade 7th-grade pills. It seemed like only a matter of time before success came. But just as Xiao Yan was reaching his peak after a month of secluded training, the sound of rapid bells broke the silence. After shaking off his initial distraction, Xiao Yan's expression turned serious. He recognized the bell as the Ye family's urgent call for assistance. Wasting no time, Xiao Yan quickly got up and left the room, knowing he couldn't ignore the request. especially after consuming most of the medicinal resources the Ye family had provided. As soon as he exited the alchemy room, he encountered Xiao Yan, who had been guarding him. She informed him that the Yi family was indeed in trouble, and the ones causing it were none other than the Cao family, one of the 5 major families of Donghua. Hearing this, Xiao Yan frowned. He had heard of the Cao family, renowned for their endless supply of talented alchemists, which made their influence in Donghua grow stronger over time. Among the 5 families, only the reclusive Dan family might rival them. Even powerful forces, like Binhe Valley, would think twice before provoking the Cao family. Compared to the declining Ye family, the difference between the two was like heaven and earth. Xiao Yan explained that the trouble stemmed from a marriage arrangement. It seemed that when Ye Zhong and the others were cornered, they had planned to marry Xinlan off to the Cao family. In this situation, the Cao family believed they could help the Yi family pass the assessment, but at the cost of swallowing the Yi family entirely. After Xiao Yan's arrival, the Ye family abandoned the marriage arrangement. However, the Cao family returned unexpectedly, insisting on taking Xinlan away. Hearing this, Xiao Yan's expression changed slightly. "What about Mr. Luo?" he asked. Xiao Yan replied, "He's in the front yard as a witness to prevent the Cao family from forcing their way in." Xiao Yan's face hardened. "Let's go. I want to see what's so impressive about this Cao family. It's the first time I've seen someone try to rob a person so openly." Meanwhile, in the Ye family courtyard, nearly 100 people from the Cao family had gathered. At the forefront stood 2 elderly men in red robes, radiating a powerful aura. Most concerning was the old man in a gray robe leading them, with Cao Dan, the young alchemy genius of the Cao family, standing beside him in a purple alchemist's robe. It was said that despite his young age, Cao Dan had already reached the level of a 7th-rank alchemist. Ye Zhong, feeling pressured by the imposing group, stepped forward and awkwardly explained that they intended to withdraw from the previous agreement. But the Cao family, unconvinced, came with great fanfare, leaving Ye Zhong unsure of their exact intentions. Laughing mockingly, Cao Dan declared, "Does the Ye family really think that after the last battle in Yecheng, you'll regain your former glory? My Cao family is not like Binhe Valley." Hearing this, Ye Zhong's face turned pale, but he dared not speak. The Cao family, with its numerous talented alchemists and connections to powerful forces like Do Sheng's, commanded great influence. The prestige of their alchemists had earned them many favors from powerful individuals, making them an even greater force than Binhe Valley. At that moment, the old man in gray finally spoke, his voice slow and deliberate. "Once promises are made, they are hard to take back. Today, we're here on behalf of the Cao family to settle this matter." His words sent a wave of tension through the Ye family, causing some members to pale under the immense pressure of his aura. But just as his aura peaked, a figure suddenly appeared in front of Ye Zhong and the others, stomping the ground and neutralizing the old man's terrifying presence. It was Venerable Tianhuo. "The Cao family may be strong, but this level of aggression is nothing short of shameless," he said, staring down the gray-robed elder. The sudden appearance of a Do Sheng-level powerhouse caught everyone by surprise, even making the old man straighten slightly. Cao Dan, though somewhat taken aback, remained composed. After all, with the Cao family's renowned alchemy skills, even Dozun powerhouses had sought their services over the years. With a slight frown, Cao Dan addressed Venerable Tianhuo. "Senior, today's matter is between the Cao family and the Ye family. I hope you won't interfere. If you ever need alchemy services, my Cao family is more than capable of assisting you." Hearing this, Venerable Tianhuo smiled sarcastically and responded, "In the world of alchemy, there are many greater than you. Besides, Xiao Yan's strength is more than enough to protect him." "How can the Ye family ignore this?" Xiao Yan asked as the tension in the room grew. Venerable Tianhuo showed no mercy, and Cao Dan's expression darkened. "This is the order of the patriarch," Cao Dan said coldly. "The person must come with us, and no one can stop it. Otherwise, you'll be opposing the entire Cao family." Cao Dan's words brought an oppressive silence over the Ye family, leaving them visibly distressed. Just as the atmosphere reached a breaking point, a faint sneer echoed from outside the hall. The Cao family sure is imposing, but today I will make sure this person stays, said Xiao Yan, as he and Xiao Yixian entered the room. Cao Dan's face darkened even more upon seeing them. So this is why the Yi family suddenly found some courage. You've brought in help. He glanced at Xiao Yan, his eyes betraying a hint of surprise upon noticing the pale blue badge on Xiao Yan's chest. Cultivating a 7th-rank alchemist at such a young age was impressive, even for a family as renowned as the Cao family. Master Cao Dan, this is just a minor grudge between the Ye family and the Cao family. Why not take a step back? Xiao Yan suggested. But a coldness flashed in Cao Dan's eyes. After we announce this marriage publicly, the Cao family cannot afford to back down now. To retract would be an embarrassment for us, he replied. Xiao Yan's tone became firm. So you intend to take someone by force today? Cao Dan narrowed his eyes and sneered. I've heard about you, Xiao Yan. I know you're quite the fighter, but fighting won't help you here. My Cao family isn't like Binghe Valley. If we act, even you will have a serious headache. Xiao Yan smirked. I've killed people from the Soul Palace before. Do you think your Cao family is harder to deal with than the Soul Palace? Cao Dan's face faltered for a moment. Though the Cao family had a strong reputation, they couldn't compare to the Soul Palace, an entity as powerful as the Danta. For a moment, the elder standing beside Cao Dan, Venerable Ku Yi, unleashed his fighting energy like a torrential downpour. But before he could act, Venerable Tianhuo and Xiao Yixian stood firm, suppressing the energy of the nearly 100 people on Cao Dan's side, including Ku Yi himself. At that moment, Cao Dan realized the vast difference in strength between the two sides. It was no longer a matter of taking Xinlan away by force. They would be lucky to leave without Xiao Yan retaliating. Yet, not wanting to leave empty-handed, Cao Dan shifted tactics. Since you're also an alchemist, why don't we settle this with a little alchemist competition? If I win, you will no longer interfere in this matter. Xiao Yan smiled calmly. And how does Master Cao Dan propose we settle this? With a sly grin, Cao Dan replied, Since we are both alchemists, let's follow the alchemist's tradition. Let's play with fire. As soon as the words left his mouth, a dark flame slowly rose from Cao Dan's palm. This was the heavenly yin flame, taken from the body of the 3-headed Tianyan corpse. While not as powerful as some other flames, it was still formidable and hard to match with ordinary fire. As Cao Dan displayed his dark flame, Yezhong immediately advised Xiao Yan not to underestimate him. This man isn't just skilled in controlling flames, but his talent is highly regarded within the Cao family. Few can surpass him, Yezhong warned. A hint of intrigue flashed in Xiao Yan's eyes, but his confident demeanor remained unshaken. Let me handle this, he said calmly. But don't let him get too carried away. After all, if you're too scared, you could simply say so. I won't force you, Xiao Yan mocked, his tone laced with sarcasm. Cao Dan smirked in response. Ridiculous words coming from you. Very well, let's begin. With a flick of Xiao Yan's finger, a fire wolf formed from the Qinglian earth-heart flame emerged. The appearance of this cyan fire wolf caused the temperature in the area to soar instantly, and for the first time, Cao Dan's pupils shrank in surprise. So the rumors are true after all, he muttered to himself. However, Cao Dan wasn't fazed. Playing with fire isn't just about the power of the flame. You won't win with a single flame, he said confidently. He then summoned a black flame, shaping it into a fire beast that charged at Xiao Yan's fire wolf. As the two flaming beasts clashed in the sky, the crowd below marveled at the rare sight of such a flame duel. Xiao Yan stood calmly with his hands behind his back, controlling his fire beast with ease. In contrast, Cao Dan's face grew more serious. As their flames collided, it became clear that Cao Dan had underestimated his opponent. His black flame faltered slightly after the first clash, but he quickly recovered and summoned another fire from his jade screen, transforming it into a blood-red hound that joined the fight. Seeing this, the onlookers were in awe. Controlling two types of flames required immense soul power, but Cao Dan was doing it effortlessly. This Cao Dan's talent is truly exceptional, the crowd murmured, recalling Yezhong's earlier words. Yet despite controlling two flames, Cao Dan still couldn't overwhelm Xiao Yan's fire wolf. Determined not to be outdone, Cao Dan summoned 2 more flames, turning them into fire beasts. Now commanding 4 fire beasts, Cao Dan's attack became even fiercer. However, his face paled as the strain of controlling so many flames began to take its toll. Watching the fire wolf being pushed back, a smile of confidence appeared on Cao Dan's face. When it comes to controlling flames, quantity matters just as much as quality, he declared. But Xiao Yan remained unfazed, glancing at Cao Dan coolly. Thank you for the reminder, Master Cao Dan, he replied with a smile. With another flick of Xiao Yan's finger, 10 flames of different colors burst forth from his hand, stunning everyone in the courtyard. These flames, long nurtured by Xiao Yan and enhanced with the Earth Heart Orb, now surged forth, turning into fire beasts that joined the fray. The courtyard fell silent as the sight of 11 flames dominated the sky. Cao Dan's eyes widened in disbelief. The sheer number of flames Xiao Yan controlled left him speechless. Impossible, he muttered, his eyes turning red with frustration. Even within the Cao family, no one, including his sister, regarded as a prodigy, could control this many flames. Desperate, Cao Dan sent his 4 fire beasts charging at Xiao Yan's flame creatures, but under the relentless assault of Xiao Yan's 11 fire beasts, Cao Dan's flames slowly dissipated. The last fire beast faded into nothing, and Cao Dan staggered backward, clearly exhausted. The 2 elders behind him rushed forward to support him, as he realized the extent of his defeat. Xiao Yan, standing tall and composed, looked at the defeated Cao Dan with a calm expression. Master Cao Dan, please, he said softly, signaling the end of the contest.